Thanks to Kaka for a demo. Now I will continue with the second scenario, which is the BlueGreen deployment in the production environment. In this demo, we are going to deploy the application in the production environment based on the final version of the image tag in the test environment. In this diagram, we can see here there are two key persons, which are the test manager and the project manager. The test manager will submit a request to promote the application with a specific image tag to a production environment, while the project manager will review the request and decide whether to approve to go live or reject the request. The process and steps are similar to our first demo, but with an additional task of email notification to approve the application to go live by the project manager. The terminology used in this demo is BlueGreen deployment, where there are two deployments. One indicates a stable version, and another one indicates a new release version. Both versions will coexist in the production environment. To demonstrate this, we will use blue and green version of the application to represent two different deployments to be deployed in the production environment. In the first deployment, the blue version is the latest and most stable version and remain idle. Once the newest green version is tested and it is stable and runs smoothly, we will patch the service to the new green version and the blue version now will become idle. We remain two versions of the application in the production environment to enable the switch of the service to another version in case of a service failure with minimum downtime. Next, we will continue to build the CD pipeline in the production environment. Before we proceed to create the CD pipeline, we need to configure the Kubernetes service endpoint for the production environment. The steps are same as what Kaka has demonstrated in SIT environment. Next, we will create a new task in Cloud Deploy. So now we will go to the Cloud Deploy and create a new task. Click Create Task, name the task, choose blank template, deploy an application on Kubernetes cluster, choose the endpoint, command choose apply, use YML files, next, we will configure the custom parameter. Enable the image name and build version as the runtime setting and click Save. Next, we will create a new pipeline in Cloud Pipeline. Choose blank template, name the pipeline, Production Blue. So the first task is to build the image. Choose Build, set as pipeline parameter, we will set our custom parameter for image name as appdemo.ga to represent the stable release version, and the build version we need to configure during the runtime. Then at the second stage, we will add a manual review. The task execution must choose serial, pipeline control, select manual review. The reviewer must be the project manager. So for the last stage is deployment. Choose the deployment we have created just now. Then after that, check here everything is correct and we click Save and Run. So at the manual review stage, this message will prompt out to ask for approval from project manager. So go to the project manager account, click this, then approve the task. The task will continue to the deployment after the project manager has approved the request. So after the pipeline has done execute, we go back to the production deployment, and we can see here already changed to blue test version v1.1. Next, we will create another deployment to build the green apps. So we will clone the deployment we had created just now. Deployment to green production. And choose the different YML file. This YML file will create another deployment in the production cluster. Click Save. We will create another deployment task to patch the blue environment to green environment. Command, we choose patch. Use this command. Next, go to the cloud pipeline and clone the pipeline we have created just now. Change the deployment. Choose the green production. Now here we will commit a new version. Execute the green pipeline. So after the pipeline production green done execute, go back to the production account. In the deployment, we click refresh. So here we can see already have two deployments. The green production pipeline will create a new green apps here. So now we will patch the service from the blue environment to green environment. So here we go to the cloud deploy and execute the deployment we have created just now. So after the deployment done, we go back here, click refresh. Here we can see the external access address already changed from blue version environment to the green environment. So we can see here the deployment already changed to green test version v1.2 and the production is under observe. So next we will patch the green environment back to the blue environment. So we go to deployment, click the blue-green switch, edit task, change the apps to the blue apps, save and run. Next, I will continue to the third scenario, which is about the version rollback. DevCloud provides the features where developers are able to roll back the version of application to previous or specific version in running environment when there is a failure of application.
This minimizes the service downtime and ensures that the user experience is not affected too much. In this demo, the project manager is responsible to confirm the issue and perform the version rollback operation with specific version. So next, we will release a new version to the production environment. So now we will release the pink version v1.3. Go to the cloud pipeline and run the pipeline production blue. So the pipeline already done execute, so we go back to the link and click refresh. So the patch now has become the pink test version v1.3. So now we're going to perform the version rollback. So now we go to the cloud deploy and choose the deployment to production blue. There are total 2 versions here. We know that the latest version, which is the execution 2, is the pink version, and for the first one is v1.1 blue version. We're going to roll back to the blue version, so click roll back to this version and click OK. The deployment will start running. So once the deployment successfully deployed, we go back to this link and click refresh. We can see the link now already changed back to blue test version v1.1. We have successfully rolled back to the oldest version. We have done our demonstration on DevCloud. The resource link for building the CI/CD pipeline on Huawei DevCloud for the following scenario have been published to the GitHub. The resource link is under the video description. If you are interested to learn more, kindly contact us. The contacts are under the video description as well. Thanks everyone for watching the video.
Thanks for watching this episode on Cloud Focus. I hope you like it. Please scan the left QR code for more documents about Huawei Cloud technologies and the right QR code for more help in a Huawei Cloud Developer Forum. There's more to come, so stay tuned. I'll see you next Wednesday.